Hello and welcome to our 2024 FISU Torino Winter Games preview with UniUSA. Today we're joined by UniUSA head men's hockey coach Gary Astalos. Coach Astalos, how you doing today?
Doing good, Tyler. Thank you for having me on.
Awesome. Well, let's start off kind of getting to know you a little bit. Tell us about your hockey journey. How did you get into the sport? And then a follow-up, how did you get into coaching?
I played hockey my whole life, and super fortunate to grow up in the Metro Detroit area with a lot of good hockey, a lot of competitive hockey. Uh, and grew up playing Caesars Bell Tire for my high school at St. Francis Cabrini. Played junior in Montana and Alaska, and ended up going to Eastern Michigan. Actually, attended the men's national university team back when I was playing. They actually did an evaluation camp, and didn't end up making the team, but just an unbelievable experience. And always knew I wanted to get into coaching after I was done playing, and helped out in youth organizations through junior and college, and I ended up applying to every junior team in North America essentially when I got out of school, and ended up coaching Canada and for 4 years for a great ownership group. And then my old coach at Eastern had the job here at Adrian, and when it opened up, he kind of let me know about this opportunity, and I've been here 9 years, and have absolutely loved it here at Adrian College. Super blessed and fortunate to have spent the last 9 years here, and it's been a great experience.
It sounds like you're a hockey lifer, player,
Yeah,
coach. No, it's great. Well, how excited are you to represent USA, at the 2025 FISU Torino Winter Games? What does this opportunity mean to you?
yeah, I'm ecstatic. Going, all the way back to 2019, I sat on the advisory committee for the selection group in 2019 with Russia, and obviously, always um, hoped that there would be an opportunity to be a part of the World University Games, and got a little kind of international experience with World Cup of University Hockey in 2023, and super fortunate to be the coach of that team. And obviously, this will be a much tougher test, a much harder test. But just super grateful for the opportunity. And we've been preparing here the last few months. We actually just had a coach's systems, our last kind of prep for our preparation presentation for the players on Sunday. So we've been full go here, and we'll be as prepared as we can be. That's for sure.
Yeah, how did you hear about this opportunity to coach UniUSA? You'd mentioned you had a little bit of experience with kind of the selection of a team and FISU and things like that, but kind of hone in on how you heard about this specific opportunity.
Yeah, I think, being in the league for a long time, I got the call from Brian Moran, who serves as the general manager of this team, and obviously the commissioner for the ACHA Division One. So just kind of getting that phone call from him, and his support, and the opportunity for this kind of meant the world. And he's obviously a mentor for not only myself but a ton of coaches throughout the country, and obviously the other counterparts within the ACHA or USA Hockey or UniUSA. But Paul Hebert is obviously a part of this. Craig Barnett, just a lot of people that I admire and I look up to, and feel very fortunate to have their support.
All right, next let's talk about your UniUSA hockey staff. You'll be having some fellow coaches joining you. Tell us about who's on your staff.
Yeah, so we'll have Wyatt Lenchuk, who's the head coach of Minot State University. Always, I feel like they're the number one team in the country every year. They're built the right way, and I think if you look at our Adrian team, there's a lot of similarities and structure and play, and I have a ton of respect for Wyatt and what he's done at Minot, and he is actually a goaltender for Team USA, ironically back in Italy in the World University Games.
Cool.
So a ton of respect for him, and happy to have him on our staff. And then we'll have Chad Berman, who is the head coach at the University of Arizona. who's impeccable hockey mind, and again, a lot of similarities between our team too, with especially on the special teams and some neutral zone forecheck and some things like that. A lot of the same tendencies, and Chad is just an unbelievable guy, and got to work with him a couple years ago with World Cup team too. So just a lot of respect for him, and both two great guys, and guys that I'm really not even looking forward to going into the trenches, because I feel like the last few months we've been in the trenches with just scouting players and evaluating players, and now we're into the system side of things and the prep work. So it's been awesome. I really appreciate those two being on board for sure.
Yeah, it sounds like you have a terrific staff helping lead the squad, so that's exciting.
Yeah.
Um, how about the roster? The players. What do you know about the team? Kind of break down where they're from, different divisions and levels that this roster comprises.
Yeah, so I think it's a super diverse group for sure. I think for us is we're playing on Olympic ice. We want kids who can skate. We want defensemen who can jump up in the play. As I've leaned on a lot of past coaches in this tournament, and obviously Brian being the GM now for quite a few of these. It's important that we have defensemen that can jump up in the play, and really scoring defensemen that can produce. I think goals will be at a premium. So I think if you look at our roster, we have 5 guys from Liberty, which is always a super high octane offense. I think we got a lot of good puck moving defensemen, and I think that maybe our biggest strength is in goal, and it's obviously the most important position. I think if we're going to win some games or even steal some games, it's going to be with our goalie, and we have 3 goaltenders that you know can really kind of take us all the way, I feel like. So, I feel like it probably starts in the net and goes out, but a lot of really high end players that, again, super fortunate that are going to be a part of this.
Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to see them compete here in just a few weeks. Just a couple more questions for you, Coach. Through your colleagues and folks that have experienced the FISU games, what have you heard about it? What excites you most about, going over there and competing and coaching for these FISU Winter Games?
Yeah, well, I've been super fortunate to have some players play in this tournament. Dominic Moore played in Russia at 19, and Henrik Overval played for Team Sweden when it was in Lake Placid. And a lot of colleagues and friends have coached in this tournament too. And basically, what I hear is kind of it's like a mini or a college style Olympics essentially. And I'm super fortunate and grateful just to have this opportunity, and to travel over to Italy and compete with some of the best college players in the world is something that's not taking lightly for sure. So just really looking forward to getting our guys together in Albany, where we'll have camp for a few days, and then head over there and kind of hit the ground running. So yeah, it's super exciting, and maybe who knows, we'll see some other sports over there besides hockey too. So that should be pretty neat as well.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to travel to Lake Placid, New York back in 2023, and it really was just the camaraderie you saw amongst all the different teams. There were several USA athletes that would go to hockey games, and then a lot of athletes would support the curlers, and things like that. So it really does have an Olympic feel, and it's just a terrific experience. So I'm excited for you guys.
Awesome.
Um, yeah, last question for you. So talk about kind of moving forward from now until preparations. When do you guys finally get together as a squad? Talk about that progression from now until you leave to Italy.
Yeah, so we're gonna meet in Albany. It's kind of like our hub city for all of our players and staff. Um, Basically about 4 days out before we fly over to Italy. So it's good. We're gonna have a few practices, a lot of film sessions, some team bonding stuff. We're gonna get an exhibition game against an NCAA squad on Olympic ice, and so really it's just trying to jam pack these Zoom meetings now into the real person meetings, and it's a fine balance. We want to basically present as much pre-scout or information as we can, but not obviously have information overload either, right? Like we got to remember it's just a game. We got to go out and have fun and play hard and compete. So it's really that fine line. And then we'll get over to Italy, and I was just working with Brian Moran, our GM, about an exhibition game over in Italy. I think that would be super important for us to kind of our guys get our feet wet before our first, opening round game. So we're kind of trying to finalize that, working with a couple other countries, and maybe worst case scenario, just playing a pro team over in Italy. So we're definitely trying to finalize that, and then really we'll finalize the schedule and really just the practice days, and really probably need to find an off day where we shut it down for one day over there, and then the meal times, the prep times, the film time. So that's kind of the nitty gritty stuff that we're going to be finalizing here over the next 7 to 10 days. But yeah, we're kind of all hands on deck. Us coaches, our current college teams have kind of all last weekend was our last game. So we're actually, instead of coaching two teams, we're coaching one team now. So it's kind of nice. So we're going to be all hands on deck and kind of get the ball rolling here.
That's great stuff. Well, Coach Astalos, we really appreciate the time today. Best of luck as you prepare for the FISU Winter Games in Torino, Italy.
Awesome. Thank you for the time, Tyler. Appreciate it.